Let's be real. Walking away is hard, but going back to someone who already shattered you, that's a betrayal to yourself. The scars they left, the nights you spent questioning your worth, the weight of their broken promises, it wasn't just a phase, it was a lesson. And yet, here you are, tempted to return. Why? Because familiarity feels safe, even when it's toxic. Because your heart convinces you they've changed, that this time will be different. But let me ask you this. If they truly cared, why did they break you in the first place? You weren't asking for the impossible. You wanted love, respect, commitment, and they couldn't give you that. So why give them a second chance to hurt you again? They already showed you who they are. Their words might have changed, but have their actions. Think about it. Every time you revisit the past, you're opening wounds that were starting to heal. You're allowing history to repeat itself in the cruelest way possible. You're sacrificing your peace for a temporary illusion. You really want that? No. Deep down, you know you deserve more. One of the biggest traps we fall into is believing that time changes people. Yes, people can grow, but true change requires deep reflection, accountability, and consistent action. And let's be honest, most people don't change, they adapt just enough to get what they want. So when they come back with apologies, sweet words, and promises of a fresh start, pause. Are they showing you lasting growth, or are they simply saying what you want to hear? When someone has already broken you once, they've already proven that their comfort was more important than your pain. You can't build a future with someone who was careless with your heart in the past. Their words might soothe your doubts for a moment, but their patterns don't lie. If they cheated, disrespected, or manipulated you before, what makes you think they won't do it again? You're not here to fix someone who refuses to fix themselves. You're not responsible for teaching them how to love you properly. That was their job the first time. Going back isn't a second chance. It's an invitation for history to repeat itself. And if you accept that invitation, you already know how the story ends. Every time you consider going back, ask yourself, what happened to the boundaries you set? You promised yourself that you wouldn't tolerate disrespect, lies, or emotional neglect. You swore that if they ever came back, you'd stand your ground. But now your emotions are trying to rewrite your rules. Don't let them. Love should never require you to abandon your self-respect. The moment you lower your standards to let them in again, you teach them that hurting you had no real consequences. They will take you for granted because they know you'll always be there. But you're not their safety net. You're not their second option. You're not a convenience. Going back sends a message that your pain wasn't enough for you to walk away for good. And if they hurt you once and still have access to your heart, what's stopping them from doing it again? Protect your boundaries, because if you don't, no one else will. The moment you prioritize their presence over your peace, you lose yourself all over again. And haven't you already lost enough? There is a strength in leading that most people don't recognize. Walking away isn't weakness, it's courage. It's saying, I deserve better, even when your heart begs you to stay. It's choosing yourself in a world that taught you to sacrifice for love, even when that love destroyed you. But let's be clear, walking away isn't just about physically leaving, it's about emotionally letting go. Because if you're still hoping, still checking their social media, still replaying old memories you haven't really left. You're just waiting for an excuse to return, and you can't heal in the same place that broke you. The moment you step away, you're making space for the love and peace you truly deserve. You're proving to yourself that you are strong enough to rebuild. That kind of strength terrifies people who never expected you to find it. The person who broke you never thought you'd have the strength to leave. Prove them wrong. Not for them, but for yourself. Somewhere along the way, we were conditioned to believe that love is supposed to be hard, that pain is proof of passion. But real love doesn't break you, it builds you. Love should never leave you feeling anxious, insecure, or unworthy. If someone made you question your value, that wasn't love. If they shattered your trust, disrespected your boundaries, or made you beg for the bare minimum, that wasn't love. That was attachment. That was fear of being alone. That was mistaking familiarity for connection. True love doesn't make you feel small. It doesn't ask you to prove your worth. It doesn't manipulate your emotions. Love should feel safe, consistent, and freeing. And if you have to suffer to keep someone, they were never yours to begin with. You weren't meant to endure heartbreak on repeat just to feel wanted. One of the biggest reasons people go back is fear. Fear of being alone, fear of starting over, fear that they won't find anyone better. But let me tell you something. Being alone is better than being with someone who makes you feel alone. Starting over is better than being stuck in a cycle of pain. And there is someone better, someone who will love you in ways you never had to question. You don't need to recycle old love when there's a world full of new possibilities. You are not running out of time. You are not too broken to be loved again. But every time you go back, you block the path for someone who will actually treat you right. You deserve a love that doesn't require you to suffer first. You can't move forward if you're still holding on to the past. Healing isn't about forgetting, it's about learning. It's about understanding why you tolerated less than you deserved. It's about recognizing patterns and breaking cycles. Because if you don't heal, you'll keep attracting the same kind of love in different bodies. Take time to rebuild yourself. Focus on your growth, your happiness, your peace. Love isn't supposed to be your only source of joy. The more you heal, the more you realize you never needed them to begin with. You've spent enough time choosing them. Now, choose you. Choose peace. Choose freedom. Choose the life you deserve, not the one you settle for. When you let go of the past, you make space for a future you actually want. Don't waste another second of your life waiting for someone who already proved they're not meant to be in it. The final test of your strength is not just leaving, but staying gone. No more looking back. No more what ifs. No more waiting for them to become someone they're not. It's time to break the cycle, to close the door, to stop giving CPR to dead relationships. You've suffered enough. Now it's time to live. Imagine the best version of yourself, strong, healed, thriving. That version of you doesn't belong in the past. They don't belong with the person who broke them. They are walking toward a future where they are loved the way they always deserved. And that future starts now. Let them go.